Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? I hope you are as lovely in life as you are in my mind. And if you're not, I hope it's getting close to that. I know every day is not a good day. We're not going to do that toxic positivity business. I've got the third installment of Miss Boone's Boone v. Boone trial. So the first one was just audio. And then the second one, we did Brian's opening statement and Sarah's denied motions with the video. And this will be the third with the video. This is going to be Brian's testimony. And it will be both his direct and cross for his side. But then it's also the direct for Sarah's side. It'll make sense once we get into it. But I don't want to delay it because it's juicy and I know you've been waiting. Members have already seen this without my commentary. So welcome to the members. I want to thank you for coming over and watching it with my commentary and everybody else who is here. So let me officially run the intro to thank the members and then I will see you on the other side. All right, let's get right into it. Get you something to drink, get you something to snack on, snuggle in. I may wiggle around a bit. I'm very, very pregnant. I'm on a pillow. I know some people get a little weirded out by that, but we're going to get through this together. I promise. Without further ado, let's go, Miss Jackson, Judge Jackson.
All right, so Ms. Boone, what's going to happen now is because the petitioner is the one who's filed the petition to relocate and the petition for modification, he has the burden of proof, and so he goes first. So I'm going to allow him to present his evidence. He's going to be able to call witnesses and offer documents to the court. If he calls a witness to testify, you will have an opportunity to ask cross-examination questions, okay? Then once he is done with all of his witnesses and all of his evidence, then the court will turn to you and I will hear any testimony, any witnesses you want to call, including yourself. And if you call a witness or if you testify, then his attorney will be able to ask you cross-examination questions, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I have confirmed that we did receive in the mail some documents that are your exhibits. When it becomes your time to present your case, we'll pull those exhibits and then you'll be responsible for moving those into evidence, whatever you want to move into evidence. The attorney will have an opportunity to either object or to say he does not object to the court considering any specific pieces of evidence, okay? But you will get an opportunity.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll have petitioner call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Mr. Boone.
Give me just a minute to set up.
This is for the relocation, please.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What is the first document that we are attempting?
It's not a document. Counsel has called Mr. Boone to testify as a witness. And Mr. Boone, can you just say your name from sitting there?
Brian Boone.
Can you hear Mr. Boone?
Yes.
I was actually wondering, Your Honor, if it's okay if he goes up there to the witness stand. Is that okay? Or is that going to be too complicated?
No, I don't think it will be, and it's probably wired so that it's probably you can hear him better from there. So I'm going to go ahead and have you go ahead and move to the witness stand.
So for those of you who haven't seen the other parts, Sarah's already done her opening. Brian's done his opening. She very, right out of the gate, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pro se. I'm incarcerated. The judge has already explained it to her once, but you can see right out of the gate, she still doesn't understand she's at a trial, right? You would think that having gone through her own criminal case, like those words would be sparking something to her. Opening statement, cross-exam, direct exam, who has the burden of proof? But she is like lost in the sauce. So I think this is where this is not cognitive dissonance. I think this is where her brain has been damaged from the alcohol. And you'll see, and I mean this in all seriousness, like the judge is going to say it at least 9 times why we are here. And I don't think she ever grasped it. This will not be through to the conclusion. So this goes until like the 3:20 mark, then they take a break. When they come back, I'm in the courtroom, but you guys can see here. Here's Hear Me Out. This is Edie Beatty. This is HRH Mom. This is not Brian's son. I got that in the last video. This is the Josh Martell's brother, and he's acting as his judicial assistant. This one, I can't remember. It's like an Italian or an Italian-esque screen name. Somebody will correct me. And then this is Larry Powers here. Okay, let's go. And you see, Brian is thinner. I wouldn't say skinny, but he's definitely, been working on his fitness, as Fergie would say.
Can I remind you, Mr. Boone, you are under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Boone, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So, Ms. Boone has consented to the relocation, so we're going to skip a lot of questions about how your son's doing there, and we can fast track some things a little bit. I wanted to start off with going through with you your proposed parenting plan, and that has been marked for identification purposes as Petitioner's Exhibit G. Now, Your Honor, these were all mailed to Ms. Boone, and we have I have a copy of the tracking receipt. I just want to make sure Ms. Boone has these. So if you, I don't know if
Ms. Boone, did you receive Petitioner's exhibits?
For the notice of filing proposed amended parenting plan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of them. Okay, so I guess does she have any objection for me submitting this as a exhibit?
All right, Ms. Boone, do you have a legal objection to the court considering that proposed parenting plan?
No, Your Honor.
I understand that you do not agree with it, but do you have any objection to the court considering it?
No, Your Honor.
All right, hearing no objection, I'll receive into evidence what was pre-marked as Petitioner's G is Petitioner's Exhibit Number 1.
Mr. Boone, I'm going to give you a copy of what this. Okay. Okay, sir. So we'll skip right to the meat of what we're proposing here, and that would be located on bait stamp page 082, which you'll see the bait stamps on the top right-hand corner of the documents. You see that there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In this proposal that you submitted to the court, you're asking that the father have 100% sole parental responsibility and shall make all major decisions affecting the child's welfare. It says children's, but you only have one child with Ms. Boone. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
And how old is your son, by the way?
14.
Okay, 14. So I want to ask you a few questions regarding your request for sole parental responsibility. First off, since February of 2020, has Ms. Boone had any overnight contact with your son?
No.
Okay. Has she been involved in any major decision related to your son since February of 2020?
No.
Okay. Practically speaking, if there was a major decision that needed to be decided upon, how would you go about having, if Ms. Boone did have shared parental responsibility and had equal power to make decisions related to your son, practically speaking, how would you even do that if she's in federal or in prison?
No idea. I have no way of contacting her. It'd be sitting around and waiting for her to call or something at some point.
Okay. And has Ms. Boone had telephonic contact with your son since she was incarcerated?
Yes.
Okay. Does she have frequent telephone communication with your son?
Off and on. There are weeks when there are tons of phone calls and then weeks where there's none. It's just kind of, I don't know.
And when she is talking to your son, how does that go? How does it go? Is it good? Is it
Coin flip. Sometimes he's very upset afterwards at things she had said to him, and sometimes she's in a great mood and they have a great conversation. It's very, you never know what's going to happen.
And when she's talking to your son, does she support your decisions, or is she a contrarian? Can you tell me exactly how she interacts with
Mainly
your son?
Mainly contrarian, from what I understand from. I can't hear too much of them because she forces him to make sure he is nowhere near me when he talks on the phone with her.
Okay. Can you give me a specific example of where, after she's had a phone conversation with him, you've had difficulty with him?
Well, generally it's with buying things he wants, which, I mean, kids want all kinds of things. That's what birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that's for. Everything's not instant gratification. And he'll tell her about these things, and her response is, well, just Dad should get it for you. So.
Given the decisions that she made that led to her arrest and eventual conviction for second-degree murder, do you have any concerns about her decision-making ability?
Oh, of course.
Okay. What are some of those decisions, or some of those issues, the specific issues you have with her decision-making ability?
I don't think she makes good decisions, even without the alcohol. I think she has some problems that need to be worked on.
Okay. And when she was not incarcerated, prior to incarceration,
If that ain't the understatement of the year, that's the part that I put in the teaser clip for you guys, and a lot of you guys were like, he gets credit for being understated. And it's such a juxtaposition, right? Because Sarah is all hyperbole and Brian is like down to the facts, and he doesn't embellish them in any way. He doesn't shy away from them. He just is like super matter of fact, which I kind of dig about him. I do also want to thank Human Tooth X for providing this footage to me and trusting me with it. I didn't watermark it in case anybody else wants to use it, because I just think get the word out in case there's, one, the Free Brian Boone Club, and two, anybody else who is going through a similar struggle who just needs a little bit of a pick-me-up, because this is a train wreck. Brian pauses a lot, and both he and his lawyer say a lot of ums, which I'm not judging because I'm an ummer too. That reminded me of the Dr. Pepper song. I'm not going to sing, it's early in the morning, but I did it. I leave in some of it because there's for dramatic effect, because there's sometimes when Sarah is questioning him where he pauses for a while, because I think he wants his words to be choice, right? Like he chooses his words intentionally, and I just left that in there for that effect. But okay, let's get back to Sarah and her decision making.
what was the time sharing schedule on paper that you two had?
It was a 50-50. One of us was Monday, Tuesday. The other one was supposed to be Wednesday, Thursday, and then we alternated Friday through Sunday.
Okay. And prior to her incarceration, was she exercising all of the overnights that she?
No, it was about 30%, and it was sporadic as to kind of when she felt like it. Not even on days she was supposed to. She wouldn't have him for like a week and a half. And then she'd be like, I want to have him tonight and tomorrow night. And I'd be like, well, those are my days. And she's like, well, I haven't seen him in over a week. And that's kind of how things would go. So it'd just be like that. And then occasionally I'd be called over to pick him up at night because she had started drinking or wanted to drink and didn't want to take him to school in the morning or what have you. So, yeah, it was a lot of that.
Okay. And during that time period before her incarceration, was she actively involved in the decision-making process with your son? Was she?
Not really. She was kind of in her own little world at that time.
And if there is a decision that needs to be, a major decision that's need to be made regarding your son, that involves some type of monetary commitment, does Miss Boone have any ability to contribute monetarily to that commitment?
No.
Okay. So is it possible that if she were to be able to have equal say in decision making around your child, that whatever she decides, you're going to be 100% responsible financially for that decision. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that one of the other reasons why you're asking for sole parental responsibility, since you're the only parent that can financially execute any decision that needs to be made?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you see any problems with the fact that if there was a joint decision that needed to be made regarding a major decision of your son, do you see any problems with Ms. Boone having input on that decision if she is not going to be financially responsible for it?
I mean, I don't mind her giving some input on it.
Okay.
No. I just don't want her to have any kind of legal availability to make a decision.
Okay. Now, is she informed of what's going on with your son?
I mean, when she
So input, but no legal decision making. Like, he has the last word. Buck stops with him, which I think is best. Let me know what you guys think. Also, I want to point out, because while we were there, HRH Mom, you made a good observation about, because I kept thinking, like, why is she still trying to get in parental, like, termination of her parental rights when we are clearly not here for that? And then you said any sort of restriction, she views it as a termination of her rights. So the fact that she can talk about it but not be about it, as in the decision lies with Brian, infringes upon her, what her mind thinks of as her parental rights.
I guess he tells her, once again, I never hear the phone call, so I don't know.
But does she have the ability? She's had phone calls where she can ask him about what's going on in his life. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're not looking to restrict her ability to be able to contact her son and talk to her son about what's going on in his life? Is that correct?
No, I mean
within reason, I should say.
Amount of calls,
okay,
yes, but no.
Okay. And let's get into that. Your proposal is that Miss Boone have one weekly phone call with your son. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, are these phone calls free?
No.
Okay. So how much do they cost every time Miss Boone wants to have a phone call with your son?
It's about $5 for a 30-minute call.
Okay. In the last month, do you know how much you've spent on those phone calls?
Well, I mean, I said, like, last week, she didn't even call him last week, so that was like a zero. But the week before that, I mean, she probably, if she called a bunch, she probably had 6 or 7 calls, so that's like 35. She called last night, so that's 40, and then maybe $50, $60 in the last month.
Okay. When she does try to contact your son, do you try to accommodate her most times?
Oh, of course.
Have there been times where you weren't able to accommodate her?
Well, I mean, yeah, his phone's dead, or he didn't have it with him, or it was on silent, or
he didn't want to talk to her. Did you guys catch that? She called him last night. She hadn't called in a week, and then she calls last night, the night before the trial. That's not suspicious, Sarah. That's perfectly normal.
any number of things.
Okay. Now, regarding actually in-person visits,
Mm-hmm.
has there been any in-person visits at the current facility she's located in? Okay. When she was in the John Young facility, was there in-person visits that were?
They're not allowed.
They're not allowed. Okay.
Yes. It's not even a possible. Even, well, you can go there, but you're in a building across the street doing it through a computer. There's no possible way to physically see somebody there.
Okay. So this new facility is the first time that there's a possibility to be in the same room as her son. Okay. And how far is that facility from where you live in Gainesville?
I think it's like an hour 20, something like that.
Okay. So a round trip just to visit mom is going to be approximately 3 hours?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And when are these visits scheduled? Do you know?
Well, if we were to do one, it would be on a weekend. I don't know if they do them on the week or not. So,
okay. So if you were to execute one of these visits on a weekend day, that's pretty much going to take, is it going to pretty much take the entire day?
It would be a day, yeah.
Okay. And are you going to be the one that has to drive him there? There's no other family members that Miss Boone has or any that could take?
Well, I mean, I have family members who could, but
but no one on
no,
Miss Boone's side.
it would be me doing it.
Okay. So it'd be either you or your family members that would have to take him. Okay. And so why do you believe that one visit per month is appropriate?
I think that's plenty enough. I mean, I wouldn't want that necessarily like set in stone. I would like it to be a little more flexible because I mean, there's quite possibly, going to be situations where, it's only on weekends. So you've got like 4 weekends out of the whole month to get it done. And if he's got extracurricular things, we have season tickets for football games at UF. We go to games all the time. We have basketball season tickets. So there are lots of things we're doing. So, it's entirely possible we'll have a month where all 4 weekends are just taken up that month.
Would you be willing to commit to 12 visits a year, which would average out to be at least once a month?
Yeah, something like that would probably work.
And tell me, where does your son currently go?
High school.
Okay. And is that a magnet program or is that a regular school? What is that?
Well, it's a magnet. It's a biotech magnet program he got accepted into.
Okay. So explain to me, what are the commitments of a student that gets accepted into a biotech magnet?
Well, it's a lot more heavy math, science, stuff like that. There's a specific biotech class he takes every year over his 4 in high school for it. Also, the school itself is over 11 miles away from me. So, and there's no busing. So I get to drive him to and from school every day.
Okay. And does he usually have a
So, since Brian is out of town for this trial that Sarah has forced upon him, I wonder who has pickup duties for the son today.
lot of homework on the weekends?
He does, yeah. He'll have homework, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get into some of the other issues, the monetary issues here. So I stated in my opening statement, but I'm going to ask you here while you're on the stand. Is it true that when Miss Boone was incarcerated in February of 2020, you stopped paying the exact $1,000 a month alimony amount that was in the final judgment?
Yes, I would, through Zillow, through my bank, I would send her the $1,000. And with her incarcerated, she couldn't even use her checking account. So there wasn't really a reason to do that. So,
He said Zillow, which is for homes. I'm pretty sure he means Zelle. I think he clarifies it later.
at the very beginning, her idea was she kind of kept notes of everything I was buying for her to kind of tally up how much I was doing, and then we'd figure it out at the end. And then 1 year turned to 2 years and to 3 years. And
Okay. And eventually you stopped making any payments to her?
yes.
Okay. So in February of 2020, do you know approximately how much per month for that period of time that you were continuing to make her payments, how much money you were giving her that was not things you were paying for her for, but actually direct money to her?
Probably say about 600 a month.
Okay. And when did that stop? When did you stop doing that?
Probably close to 3 years into it, something like that. It was after like her first coin-appointed lawyer quit on the case is kind of when I gave up, because I just felt she was kind of delaying things at the time and we were never going to get to a trial.
Okay. Were you still paying her some money after you filed your petition to modify in April of 2022?
Yes, I think I was still.
You still were paying her some
I
money?
believe so.
And in my opening statement, I mentioned,
I know I was still doing the storage container at the very least.
okay, that's why I wanted to ask you
other
that.
stuff I was doing also.
Okay, so how much were you paying for that storage container?
Well, locker, sorry. I think it was like $240 a month, something like
And
that.
was that a mini storage facility?
Yeah, it was like what was it, probably 10 by 10, 12 by 12, something like that.
And when Miss Boone was first arrested, did you help move those things into that mini storage facility?
Yeah, I did. There was nobody else in her life to help her sell. It was me.
Okay, so you moved her stuff in there, and then you paid the monthly fee.
Yeah,
for
I
the
had
mini
to
storage.
rent a U-Haul and physically move everything, and yeah.
Okay. And when did you stop paying?
Y'all, Brian is a G, let me tell you, because at he's younger than I am, but at his age, I was not moving, not nan thing on my own. I would hire movers. So he got, sorry, I'm a little crooked. It's bothering me. He got a U-Haul and used some good old fashioned back equity there, sweat equity, and move those things for her. Like, and she's not grateful for any of it. Like, she never says thank you, right? She doesn't have good manners. She never says thank you. It's always more, more, more. And I hope, maybe because I've seen all the text messages, the judge hasn't seen that, but I hope that comes across. Let me know if you think like the judge is gleaning that sense from her, because also she just complains about him. And I'm not sure what she hopes the outcome will be. Like, does she, again, I think she's using the judge as an enforcer in the same way that she used the police as an enforcer for George. But what is she trying to enforce? Just her will upon him? Like, does she want CPS involved? Because later you'll see she has complaints about him as a dad. And it doesn't make sense. Most like sane people would show some kind of gratitude that he stepped up, right? Because oh my goodness. Because he stepped up as a dad. Not all dads will, right? And if it's the reverse situation, well, just think about it. I'll save this for later, but just think about if it were in reverse and he was in jail and she had to step up, what would that look like? But I think, he's gone above and beyond. Bless him. Bless his soul.
Saying that, do you remember?
I think it was a while after I moved.
Okay. And when you were buying things for her, what were the type of things you were buying for her?
Hot meals, gift baskets, just money in general on her account, whatever it is, thing in jail, phone calls, stuff like that. There was probably other things. I mean, presents she'd want to get. She obviously couldn't buy them, so I would buy them, and yeah.
So you'd buy presents with your own money and then make them presents coming from her?
Yeah.
Lucas?
Every Christmas and birthday, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, she'd have a list of presents she would want me to buy him, and I would buy them and wrap them up for him from her. So
okay. And you said you eventually stopped doing it because she got a new attorney and you just felt like the case was dragging on. Can you expound on that? What was your frustration there?
Because I didn't see an end in sight. I wanted, because we had already gotten this thing going. The judge wanted to wait for the trial to end before we could do anything with all of this. And it seemed as though she was just dragging things on almost on purpose, just so this wouldn't happen.
Okay. Now, during this time period, you had to hire private attorneys. Is that right?
Correct.
And I'm not your first attorney. Is that correct?
No. Okay. She stopped practicing and recommended me use it.
Okay. And do you know how much you paid to your first attorney to file the initial modification proceeding?
Well, she didn't fit. You filed the initial one, I think. You didn't?
No.
Did she do it when you?
Well, actually, maybe.
Hold up.
All right, we can't have a conversation like this.
I'm sorry.
Let me try.
Sorry. No, I believe you did.
Let me rephrase the question. Let me rephrase the question. How much did you, the first attorney that you hired?
So for us docket watchers, the first attorney, she drafted and finalized it, had him sign it, but this attorney is the one who actually filed it, and Sarah complains about that in the documents because there's a gap. There's like a 3-month, may not be quite 3 months, but there's a time difference from when he signed it versus when he filed it. And for some reason, Sarah found that notable.
To pursue the modification case, how much did you pay her? Do you remember?
I do not remember. She did write up an entire thing to change it because I was going to be submitting that.
Sir, answer the question. How much did you pay the attorney?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And during the time period that Miss Boone was incarcerated, you were still giving her some funds, paying for her mini storage. Were you also paying for 100% of the expenses of?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any time since her incarceration that Miss Boone gave you any money to help out with?
No.
Did she direct any family members to give you any money to help out? Okay. Tell me a little bit about, well, let me strike that. Okay. So let's go back to attorney's fees. Do you know how much approximately you have spent in attorney's fees for my representation?
I think around 14,000.
Okay. This time, Your Honor, I would like to submit what has been marked for identification purposes as Petitioner's Exhibit F. It is a summary of Mr. Boone's attorney's fees he's paid to our firm.
You offer that into evidence?
Yes, I just want to see if Ms. Boone has any objection.
Ms. Boone, do you have any objections to what was pre-marked as Petitioner's Exhibit F?
No, Your Honor.
Right, hearing no objection, I receive what was pre-marked as F as Petitioner's Exhibit number 2.
Sir, I'm going to hand you a copy of that exhibit.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. If you look at this exhibit, if you just look at, I'm going to direct you to date stamp page 49. It's the first page. What's the date there on the top left-hand corner of the last entry up there at the top?
7/29.
2025? Okay. And if you go back to the last page, which is date stamp page 79,
Mm-hmm.
what is the first entry on those billing records?
3/21/22.
Okay. So it looks like these billing records encompass approximately 3 years and 4 months worth of activity. Is that correct? Okay. And we're now August 25th, 2025, and we're in the middle of this trial. So the $12,050 that's on this summary here, has that increased?
Yes.
Okay. And is that where you're getting the approximate $14,000? Okay. Okay. Now, Ms. Boone indicated in her opening statement that if people would have asked her, she would have been agreeable to some of the relief that we're seeking, basically, in essence, is what she said. I want to ask you, in all the calls that she made to your son, did she ever talk to you about settling this case?
In a way that would benefit her, yes.
Okay. Did she ever tell you that she would just agree to the relocation?
No.
Did she ever tell you that she would, I want to ask you this. She mentioned that you two had a conversation about the waiving of the child support. Did that conversation happen?
Not that I remember.
Okay. So there's never a time where she told you you don't need to worry about the child support?
No. I don't remember that happening.
In any conversations that you had with Ms. Boone, did she ever tell you that specifically that she didn't want you to move, that she objected to the relocation?
Yes.
Now, Your Honor, there was a stipulation regarding the money from the clerk of court. Do you need me to ask any questions on that? Or has that been stipulated by Ms. Boone?
Probably do, because I think her response was that she objected to the condition upon something.
Okay. All right, sir. So I mentioned in my opening statement that there's some funds that you have tied up with the clerk of court right now. Is that correct?
So just quick, because I don't know if you noticed the judge's tone. In the very beginning of the trial, I don't know if it's in the opening statements video, but it's neither here nor there. She said that she did agree to the relocation, but she didn't agree to the parenting plan associated with the relocation, which, hear me out, pointed is moot because it was as if she might be getting out. And so she should really be focused on the current parenting plan that was submitted with all the documents coming in preparation for this trial. Also, when the judge was listing off what was happening, she had said child support. Sarah had said child support. They had already agreed upon it with the other judge. They didn't. The judge vacated it while she was incarcerated. So we know in the recent filings that Sarah was still asking for child support. And then I think after all the backlash, she revised it to ask for not to have the child support in her hands, but to designate how that child support was spent on the child. So just a little context for those of you who are only watching this video.
Mm-hmm. Do you know approximately how much that is?
I think it's like 4,000.
Okay, and
I could be wrong.
what does that money encompass?
Child support payments.
Okay, and are you asking as part of the resolution here today that money be refunded to you?
Yes, please.
Now let's also talk a little bit about your income. Are you currently employed?
Yeah.
when was the last time that you were employed?
Back a little while. I've had some online things off and on at times.
Okay. For purpose, when was the last time you were employed full time?
Probably 2021, 22, something like that.
And
I'm going to stop you for just a minute.
sure.
If I seem to remember correctly, there was a stipulation with him earning $60,000, and I bring it up only because there was a motion to compel, and I denied that motion to compel based on your representation that you're going to stipulate to income of $60,000.
I was just going to get him to acknowledge that he's stipulating to that. That was my next question. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that was on the record, or at least clear to the court here today through testimony. So, sir, regardless of last time you were employed full time, it was 2021. Today, for purposes of calculating what the support should be today and moving backwards, are you willing to impute $60,000 of income to yourself? Okay. All right. Now, all the phone calls that Miss Boone has had with your son, have you paid 100% of all those calls?
Yes.
Okay. Has there ever been any family member or anyone else in Miss Boone's family that's given you any financial assistance towards?
No.
All right. Now, Miss Boone indicated in her pretrial memorandum and in other places that she's alleging that you have possession of some of her belongings.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have possession of some of her belongings?
Yeah, anything that had any kind of value I had gotten out of the storage unit, so.
Okay. And you took it out of the storage unit when you stopped paying for the storage unit, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you relocate those items to?
To my house in Winter Park, and then they came with me to.
Okay. And do you still have those items?
Yes.
If Miss Boone were to have a family member come by or a friend come by asking for those items, would you release those items to that individual? Okay. Sir, despite Miss Boone being where she is and having done what she did.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. I want to get video for it extra.
Wriggle around some. I want to get a video of it extra.
Because I got this.
Sarah.
Wriggle around some.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you ching on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
Being where she is and having done what she did, are you still committed to making sure that your son has a relationship with her?
As long as he wants one, yes.
Okay. While he's still a minor and he doesn't get to make decisions for himself, are you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Be just a minute. Great. Ms. Boone, do you have any questions for Mr. Boone?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may inquire.
Your Honor, is there a particular order I'm supposed to follow?
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
Is there a particular order I'm supposed to follow in regards to items or topics?
I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done.
Ordinarily, I will, you just need to, you do not have to stay in any particular order. You just need to ask him questions regarding anything he just testified about. But to save
Okay.
time, if we have additional stuff, are you okay with her going out instead of calling him?
Yeah.
All right, so no order, and you can ask him any questions based on the testimony he just gave or any of the issues that you're raising or your positions in the case, okay?
So that is where she just gave her permission. She's going to do cross. So anything that Mr. Martell, Brian's attorney, just asked her, but then also what she would ask on her direct. Just the judge is doing it to save time. Unfortunately, Sarah missed that part of the comment.
Thank you. Brian. When have you ever included me since my incarceration of February 2020 in any major decisions at all regarding our son?
I mean, there haven't really been any huge decisions.
COVID wasn't a huge decision.
Well, no, we did. And you told me that you did not want him to get vaccinated, which scared the crap out of me that you thought that.
Relocation?
What's that?
Relocation.
Yes,
Did you ever talk to me about COVID? Did you ever talk to me about relocation? Have you ever included me in any major decision-making question?
Well, yes, and I disagreed with you.
When was the last time you answered a phone call of mine?
Quite a while.
Why do you not answer my phone calls when I attempt to communicate with you?
Because I don't care to talk to you.
So in regards to our son, you do not want to communicate with me.
If there is a conversation you want to have about, you're welcome to have it with me. That's not what you call for.
What else is it that I call for?
To yell at me about some random thing or tell me I need to buy things.
You do realize, Brian Calloway Boone, that you are under oath.
I do.
When was the last time you ever answered a tablet message?
I've never answered a tablet message.
Including from Orange County 5 years ago.
Correct.
Oh, I put myself in the way. I'm going to take myself off the screen. But he dropped the mic. Like, you want to yell at me about some random things. I put it on the screen because she called out his name, Brian. I think it's Calloway is what I put on there. But let me back it up and move myself over here. Hopefully I went back far enough. Whoops. She's, as she would say, ridiculous. Oh, bless Brian Boone.
So in regards to our son, you do not want to communicate with me.
If there is a conversation you want to have about, you're welcome to have it with me. That's not what you call for.
What else is it that I call for?
To yell at me about some random thing or tell me I need to buy things.
You do realize, Brian Calloway Boone, that you are under oath.
I do.
When was the last time you ever answered a tablet message?
I've never answered a tablet message.
Including from Orange County 5 years ago.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because I didn't want to.
So you do not want to speak to me on the phone, and you do not want to answer tablet messages.
Yes.
How else do you propose you and I communicate being the parents of our son?
I'm not sure what it is that you wanted to communicate about him.
Major decisions are one. Also,
For instance,
when have you ever responded to any of my letters that I have written to you from no response or answer of a phone call?
like in the mail letters?
A handwritten letter, yes, that I have mailed to you.
I don't think you've done that in like 4 years.
You just told me 2 weeks ago that you received mine in regards to the visitation applications that I sent to you.
Well, yes, that wasn't a letter to me. That was an envelope with some applications.
So she's self-snitching. You just told me 2 weeks ago. So that means they spoke 2 weeks ago about something related to the son regarding these visitation applications, right?
In the parenting plan, it says that you are not to use the child as a ploy or a mode of communication. How else am I supposed to communicate with you if not through our son, through a letter, a tablet, or a telephone call?
Yeah, I read all your tablet messages.
Through our son. So she's admitting again, she's self-snitching. She has used her son as a form of communication despite the quote-unquote current parenting plan saying not to do that. She just admitted to it.
If you've got something you need to talk to me about it and you put it in the message, I will see it and I will answer your call. Or maybe even write back, but I've never seen that.
You just said that you do not answer phone calls because you do not want to. You just
Yes,
said you do not have text messages because you do not want to. You do not respond to letters. Therefore, I have to ask you regarding our son. You are putting our son in that predicament. Is that correct?
Now, if you have something legitimate you want to talk to me about, then you let me know and I will talk to you about it.
How would you know if it was legitimate or not? You don't answer. I have nothing ever to speak
Once
to you
again,
about in regards to anything other than our son.
Answer the questions. Right, now you may answer.
Once again, you can write me a tablet message explaining the question and then I can answer. Or two, just when you're on the phone with Lucas, have him say, hey, mom's going to call you out, blah, blah. And then you can call me about it. That's not making him communicate between us.
Why you can't just communicate as an adult and a parent do not have to include our son
All right,
in
next
this.
ask a question, Ms. Boone. Not argument, ask a specific question.
Why do you allow, why was your statement made that our son is upset after speaking to me on the phone? Do you know specifically why? Because you asked me or him?
Because he tells me. I can see him.
I'm asking you if he explained to you why he was upset.
Yes.
And why is that?
Can I mean, any number of different reasons. The way you talked to him, what you said to him, how you made him feel. I mean, the plethora of emotions that you corrupted.
Is it because you allowed him to curse on the phone?
That I allowed him to what?
The majority of the time, I will tell you this, which you are unaware of because
You're
you do
not
not
telling anybody anything, ma'am. You're asking a specific question. Ask your question.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you understand the majority of him being?
So I don't know if you guys caught that. She asked, is it because you let him curse? Like, why would he be upset because he's allowed to curse? Do you see what I mean? How she's like always like just, what is that called in boxing when you, I don't know, it's not an uppercut, but she's throwing these jabs at him that really have no point and it doesn't tie back to what is being discussed, but she just wants to take digs at him. And that's what I'm like, is she trying to get him in trouble with the judge? Does she want CPS involved? Like, does she have a strategy? Do you guys think it's a strategy? What does she want to happen to him? It's very, I don't know. Like I said, most people would be grateful, like, oh, he's really filled in the gap in my absence and taking care of the son. I know none of us expected to be here. Do you know what I mean? Or am I expecting too much humanity from her?
being in quotes upset is because you withhold him coming to see me, and he's had.
Can I mean, any number of different reasons. The way you talked to him, what you said to him, how you made him feel. I mean, the plethora of emotions that you corrupted.
Is it because you allowed him to curse on the phone?
That I allowed him to what?
The majority of the time, I will tell you this, which you are unaware of because
You're
you
not
do not
telling anybody anything, ma'am. You're asking a specific question. Ask your question.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you understand the majority of him being in quotes upset is because you withhold him coming to see me, and he's had to wait over 9 months now that he has the opportunity to, and you continuously lie to him and me about, and the court, filling out the application.
Okay. Not at all what he tells me. You specifically, the way you talk to him is what upsets him. And honestly, before yesterday, after you got done talking to him, he told me that he would prefer him being able to make the decision of when he wants to talk to you.
Yes, we spoke about that yesterday, and what he said to you was,
So
did
I'm
not
gonna
know
object
also.
at this point that the child hears
All right.
what's going is happening.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Move on to a different topic.
So, in regards to telephonic communication, which is regular and has been, I wanted to find out if you understood that I know about his girlfriends, about his laughing and
Not
joking
gonna,
and great.
ma'am, we're going to stay on topic with regard to the issues here, which are the proposed parenting plan regarding the sole responsibility, the modification of child support, and the modification of alimony. Your question on those issues is?
Yes, Your Honor. The sole responsibility has not changed since day one of me being incarcerated. He's never asked me.
I'm not asking you for your position, Ms. Boone. I'm asking you, do you have any additional questions for Mr. Boone on those topics?
Have I ever purchased a gift or something for?
With your own money?
Have I purchased any items for our son?
Well, I purchased them.
Your Honor, I need,
Hold up, stop.
I need some scope of what time period she's talking about.
All right, I'm going to sustain the objection. Re-ask your question, and you need to put a specific time period in your question.
Within the last month, what have I purchased for our son?
You had somebody third party else, not you, buy him a record for his vinyl player.
Have I purchased previous items for him?
You have had a third party, not your money, not you, purchase some things for him. Yes.
What family members do I have helped pay?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry?
What'd you say?
My family members. Who is it that I can have help pay?
Philip's the only person.
Why is that?
Because your other brother's not really capable of doing anything, and your mom and dad are dead, and you don't get along with any of your other relatives.
Are my grandmother and grandfather deceased?
Well, I mean, you're almost 50 years old. Most people, their grandparents are deceased at that point.
All right, Ms. Boone, what's the relevance of these questions?
Because they're trying to make me seem that myself and no one in my family is contributing to my son. And
Which
it's
is true.
difficult when my family is deceased and my younger brother is in the military on his 9th deployment in Israel. So
right, ask your
whatever
next
it is
question.
I do.
Ask your next question.
May I please put
He has not been, even if he really is, I don't know if that's true, but he's not been deployed for 5 years, ma'am. So he could have sent something, but you are busy demanding that he send things to you, like the family court book that you obviously haven't read, and the snacks with the jumpin' Java. Not once did you say, oh, maybe you did ask, but I think it was about the fish soap. But they're not contributing. Nobody in your family is helping. You're not helping.
In an exhibit,
Any objection to her putting it?
I haven't, I'd like to see it, and what she's specifically talking about.
Which exhibit, Ms. Boone?
the exhibit, please, is number 37 on my exhibit list per the uniform order, the GPL communication current pricing.
Give us a minute,
May I approach the
I'm sorry,
clerk, Your Honor?
number 36.
just a minute.
I have no objection.
All right, Ms. Boone, council has no objection to your exhibit, so I'm going to receive what was pre-marked.
And it seems Sarah did not send any of her exhibits to the council, to Brian's council. At least to me, you guys let me know as we progress.
As number 36 as respondents exhibit number 1.
Yes, Your Honor, that is to show, please, that it's 13 cents per minute for me to speak to my son on the phone. And also the fact that we have three.
Stop. Slow down for just 1 minute. Do you want Mr. Boone to see that document? Are you going to ask him a question about the document?
Yes.
All right, just give us 1 minute. Mr. Boone has taken a look at the document. No, he's going to keep it.
Oh.
All right. Do you have a question for him about the document?
When you originally signed up for this account in order to utilize the phone option, were you aware of the 13 cents per minute?
Yes, I have to pay for all the phone calls.
So you accepted the fact that it was 13 cents per minute?
You don't have a choice. That's the only way to have phone calls in the jail.
Yes or no. For most of my questions, it's just a simple yes or no.
All right, ma'am, what's the point of this questioning?
Because he's making it seem that it's a very expensive phone call for me to speak to my son, and it's just 13 cents a minute, and we don't utilize the full 30 minutes each time. So by him setting up this phone account for the 13 cents per minute and free phone calls.
All right, the court has taken notes that it costs 13 cents a minute based on exhibit number 1. Your next question.
Okay. This is in regards to the exercising of overnight, where he stated that it was 30% about for my average. Can you please explain to the court my conversations on more than one occasion of why I would not have 100% or 50% of my time?
So I'm going to object. That's self-serving hearsay, what she said to him.
All right. I am going to sustain the objection. Next question.
Did I ever explain to you the safety risk and danger of having my son come over on particular days that it was mine?
Not really. I mean, kind of, yeah, I guess. I don't know, most of the time when you had me come over there and pick him up and was supposed to stay over at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, there was nothing going wrong. It was just the two of you drinking and having fun, and I guess didn't want him there anymore.
Brian.
Next question, ma'am.
Did Mike ever tell you that he liked being more at your house because of everything that you had and everything that I didn't have?
So I'm going to object, as that's a question based on hearsay.
Sustained. Next question.
Did you have more entertainment than I did?
Really, in all honesty, no. I mean, you had a computer, I had a computer, you have a TV, I have a TV. You've got open spaces to play in, I had open spaces to play in. You had a pool, I had a pool. I mean, yes, my house was a bit bigger than your apartment, but I mean, it's kind of the same things.
Do you understand what my criminal case was about?
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand the domestic violence part of it?
No. Well, yes, just not from the side you think.
Did you watch my trial?
Yes.
I did it again. Let me just, yeah, let's figure this out. One more again.
It's kind of the same things.
Do you understand what my criminal case was about?
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand the domestic violence part of it?
No. Well, yes, just not from the side you think.
Did you watch my trial?
Yes.
Did you see the pictures?
And I saw all the videos.
In regards to the children's rights, I would like to ask, please, number 6.
Okay, so again, she misses the plot, right? The point that he made was that instead of her 50% timeshare that she agreed to, she was only at about 30%, which included times where he showed up and where Brian showed up and the littles are having a good time. And Sarah and George were drinking and having a good time. Seems like they didn't want to get up the next day to take him to school. But then she brings in the DV. So she's acknowledging that that she only had him 30% of the time. Oh no, a dinosaur. So I don't know why she brought it up. His point was you only had him 30% of the time. It doesn't matter why. Well, it probably does to the judge, the drinking part. But you didn't do 50. Oh no, a dinosaur is getting me. You didn't do the 50%. Ma'am, all that other stuff is just foolishness and chicanery.
Where it says not to hear parents speak ill of each other, nor to hear about the difficulties of the other parent. Have you ever called me murderer?
No.
In front of our son?
No.
Have you ever called me killer in front of our son?
No.
You do realize you are under oath.
Yes, there is a difference between calling me a murderer and saying you're being tried for murdering someone. Those are not the same thing.
Have you ever called me a murderer in front of our son?
Asked and answered. Move on. Next question.
Have you ever made an attempt to find out contact information for me while I am located here?
To say that again?
Have you ever attempted to find out contact information from me while I am located at BOC?
What contact information?
Should there be an emergency, have you ever tried to find out how to contact me?
I would call the jail and ask them, or the prison.
So you do
whichever
have
one.
an option contacting me.
What's that?
So you do have a way of contacting me.
I have no idea. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if I could get in contact with you. Maybe they could let you know. I don't know.
Have you ever made an attempt? Have you ever asked me? Have you
And
ever
what's
responded?
the relevance to the issues that we're here on today, which is the relocation proposed parenting plan and the request to modify either child support's not an issue, but to modify alimony?
This is where I'm unclear, Your Honor. I'm not sure what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. Is this in regards to the parenting plan for the relocation?
I've explained to you more than one time the issues that the court is considering today. You need to be asking questions regarding those issues. I will say them one final time. The issues are the petitioner's proposed parenting plan that was filed in relation to the petition for relocation, and then the request to stop alimony. And there's also a request for attorney fees. Those are the issues the court is considering. Those are the issues that you should be asking questions about.
I had no idea that the relocation parenting plan was even an issue, considering the fact it's been agreed upon.
I'm not sure why you have no idea when I've said it. I think this is the 5th time that I've said it.
Forgive me, Your Honor. For page 2 of the relocation with the parenting plan, it says that it will dramatically improve the economic circumstances of the petitioner and the minor child.
So I'm going to object because as the relevance, because I'll let her finish her question. I'm sorry. Finish your question. I'm sorry.
It's part of
Sorry, Ms. Boone, go ahead.
How has it improved your economic circumstances considering the fact that you are unemployed?
So now I'm going to object, Your Honor, as the relocation was already stipulated to, so now irrelevant. Irrelevance.
All right, I'm going to sustain the objection. Again, ask questions regarding the issues that I just gave you. We've already stipulated, you've already agreed to the relocation to, okay? So the only issue with regard to relocation is the proposed parenting plan.
So the overall plan starts off with every other weekend from Friday evening until Sunday evening between the respondent and the minor child. How is any of this even applicable considering the fact I'm at DOC?
I think that's the whole point of this, ma'am.
I have never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it, and I always know what to do and how to do it. This, I don't know. So I don't know, like, what's going on or, like...
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. And am I supposed to object to it? Because I object to it.
Right. You're here for a final hearing. Whether or not you object to it is not relevant at this time. The court is going to make a decision based on the evidence that is presented today. The court's question for you, do you have any additional questions for Mr. Boone regarding the proposed parenting plan, the request that the alimony be discontinued, or the request that the child support be discontinued, or the request for attorney fees?
If you could just give me a moment, please.
Okay.
I don't think you all understand who I am, I mean, I've always been a straight-A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son. I excel at everything.
Forgive me, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this relocation.
She already agreed to the relocation, so she really has nothing to do with that. I don't understand. She didn't agree to the parenting plan, but again, it's moot. The parenting plan she should be looking at is the final one that was submitted as part of this hearing, right? So it is, he said, once a month in-person visits. He talked about it with his attorney as a refresher for her. Maybe she didn't read the documents. Surprise. Maybe her flying monkeys read it, right? And then a phone call once a week. But you'll see in a few minutes, she gets to that phone call. So I don't know why she's so confused. It's the parenting plan. It's the alimony. She's going on about drinking, domestic violence. Like, maybe she was dropped on her head as a baby. Maybe it has nothing to do with alcohol, because I don't understand what she is not getting about this. I think the judge has been super patient and super clear. Is it just me?
For the relocation parenting plan, which I was not aware of, this was on our to-do list today. I thought it was the original parenting plan. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to answer this. Brian, how can I exercise every other weekend from Friday evening until Sunday evening between the respondent and the minor child?
You can't.
How can the prisoner and respondent alternate winter break and Thanksgiving time sharing?
You can't.
Why has this been proposed in regards to relocation when I am here?
I'm confused.
All right, next question.
So the amended parenting plan with my understanding that it is up to the child to have contact the phone as regular as he would like to have.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what we're proposing.
It says the parties will coordinate a weekly phone call between the child and the mother. After all regular, consistent phone calls that he and I have been having, now it's going to go down to one phone call.
Yes.
Do you think that would be detrimental to him, or do you think that would be helpful?
No, I think every weekend you can call him and catch up on how his school week went and everything like that.
Why are you doing that?
Because I think that's all that's really necessary. And these phone calls start to add up.
So in the past, we have been speaking to one another on a regular basis about everything. I have been included in his life because he has decided to answer the phone call and you pay for the call. Now, because of this, you're going to allow us one 30-minute phone call per an entire week.
No, you could have 2 phone calls. You could have 2 back to back and talk to him for an hour. That's fine. And I mean, if it's a birthday or a Mother's Day or a holiday, I mean, yes, there will be other things worked in, but I don't think you need 7, 8 phone calls a week. It's ridiculous.
Is that due to payment or because it's harmful to speak to him that many times?
Both.
How is that harmful?
Once again, I see him very upset at the way you talk to him all the time after phone calls.
When was the last time he was upset?
Probably about a week ago because you didn't call all last week.
Do you know my schedule of work when I'm located at BOC?
No, of course I don't.
Why haven't you asked about it? To know that.
Because I don't care.
Is it true that we just spoke to our son and told him that he has the authority to choose when to speak to me and how often?
No.
It's his decision.
He told me he would like for it to work that way, but it can't work that way. He's a minor.
Why do you not care?
About you.
Question, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
We're way off target here. Let's move on to something else. If you're done, you're done.
Your Honor, thank you. Forgive me. Have you at all upheld any of the other items in the active parenting plan to date since of my incarceration?
For instance?
I'm going to object as to overbroad and
Sustained. Ma'am, you have to ask a different question.
Communication. Between parents, all communications regarding the child shall be between the parents.
Okay.
Have I tried all possible forms of communication in regards to phone calls, tablet messages, handwritten letters, texts from outside resources, etc., to try to communicate with you in regards communicating with you about our son?
Yes.
Have you responded?
You've already been over this. Next question.
For the active parenting plan, it says it may be modified or varied on a temporary basis when both parents agree and sign it in writing. Have you signed or written anything, or have I?
What, to modify? That's what I'm trying to do.
When the
I'm gonna object
parents
as
do not
relevance.
agree, the plan remains in effect until further order of the court. Has
right,
this
ma'am.
been
Ma'am, you're beyond the issues we're here on today, okay? Next question on those issues that I've gone over with you over and over again.
Forgive me, I'm trying to do my best without knowing what I'm doing. For the objection to relocate, how soon before the actual relocation did you tell me?
All right, again, that's not relevant to the issues we're here on today. The relocation has already been determined, okay? Specific questions regarding the proposed parenting plan that was admitted into evidence as Exhibit 1, the request to stop the child support, the request to stop the alimony, and the request for attorney fees. Do you have any questions, any additional questions on any of those issues?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, get to them, girl. We waiting.
I don't know if you can answer this or not. I just don't know without asking you. Are my questions after this? Is that the end of it? I mean, I don't know how much further this goes for me to be able to utilize my pretrial statement information.
All right, as I explained to you at the beginning of this process, I will do it again. The petitioner has the burden in this case. They get to call the witnesses, they get to introduce evidence, okay? Once they are done, then I turn it over to you so that you can call any witnesses or you can provide any documents that you want the court to consider. I also want to say to you, it is now 3:06 p.m. We will not be going past 5 o'clock. So the more you continue to ask questions that are not on the issue that we've talked about today, the less time you will have to present your case.
Okay. In regards to attorney fees, is having an attorney a choice?
Yes?
Were the dollar amounts that you put in my commissary account considered voluntary?
They were partial payments to you, as we had discussed when you first got in there.
On your pretrial memorandum, they're stated as voluntary.
Objection, there's no question.
Why?
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
How many times that you can recall did I try to inquire about a guardian ad litem with you?
Objection, relevance.
All right, ma'am, can you repeat your question for me?
How many times did I attempt to obtain a guardian ad litem with him?
I'm going to sustain the objection. Next question.
Do you drink?
Yeah.
How often?
Objection, relevance.
What's the relevance of how often Mr. Boone drinks?
Because he's making my, in quotes, drinking problem and blaming a lot of things on what happened to me. And I wanted to find out if he did or did not currently while he had our child.
You want to know whether or not he drank while he had the child?
Yes, well, if he drinks while he is in the presence of our child.
All right, I'm going to overrule, and I'm not letting this go too far astray. You can answer the question, sir.
I have had a drink in front of our child before.
Okay. Did you have a conversation for a split moment with our son the other day? So you had the understanding when he was asking about the application that you do not live an hour and 20 or 30 minutes away. You came to the understanding correct that it's only 50 minutes away, 50.
I think it's further than that when I did it on Google Map.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do, so I guess I'm ending whatever part I'm supposed to be doing.
All right. Any redirect? Let me just ask you that.
No.
All right. No redirect. We're going to stand in recess for 10 minutes. We'll come back at 3:20 p.m.
Thank you.
Deputy, do you need a break? Do you need a break?
Whoa. Whoa. So in the next part, I'll be in the actual courtroom. I will say I did adjust some of her sound, but she's very loud even after doing the adjustments. When I arrived, I could hear her from the hallway, and that's why I gave her the Mrs. Kravitz analogy, because even though Mrs. Kravitz wasn't vile, it was like screeching. So I just the whole, like, she's screeching, she's annoying, she's rude, she's accusatory, but the louder that she got, the more distorted she got in the courtroom, which is why they were like, Brian was like, I'm sorry, and they were like, can you repeat that? Because it was so loud, it was like blowing out the speakers. But I am looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comments. Right now, I've got a little gentleman who is insistent on going out on the terrace and blowing bubbles. His sister got these for his birthday. Thanks, sister. Yeah, but I'm curious as to what your thoughts are overall on her approach. Like, do you think she has a strategy? Is she just like throwing spaghetti at the wall? I mean, maybe she got that from Owens of like, just punch holes in their theory, because she's going on like, what difference does it make 50 minutes or an hour and a half? He said he'd do it once a month. Like, she's just super pedantic, right? And not only what he said was 12 times a year, not even once a month per se, because they might have activities to do. And she wants 1 to 2, which would be 24 a month. It's just too much. Like I said in the other video, most prisoners get like a Thanksgiving visit or a Christmas visit, but not even every single year, right? Because that's a burden on the family. Who wants to pack everything up and drive for an hour and a half each way? And Brian has to sit there the whole time. I know some of you guys were like, she's asking for extra space for their phone calls, which is fine. It sounds like she's already getting that, and she just wants it like written up. I was going to say codified, but it's not codified, but like papered basically. And so great. But then you want him to come 1 to 2 times a month with his dad sitting there at the table the entire time. And she said for as long as the institution allows. And so if they allow an 8-hour visit, like, how is that fair to Brian? Do you know what I mean? Like, she just has no gratitude for what he's done or any recognition. Like, come for 2 hours, ma'am. Like, I just don't understand what you could possibly be talking about. And he's a teenager. How much is he gonna want to say in front of both of you? And you and I know the first time he comes, she's going to be like, why were you upset after our phone call? Did you tell your dad blah, 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 or whatever, right? And then because she's asking for the in-person visits and he's agreed to 12 a year, if there is anything that she needs to talk about with him, she can do it then. He doesn't have to answer your phone calls. He doesn't have to answer your tablet messages, because he's saying, you ain't talking about nothing, girl. You ain't talking about ish. So that's why he doesn't answer the tablet messages. And then the whole thing about the emergency contact, I don't think he can call the prison and then they just get her on the phone. I think they send a message. I mean, we've even seen that in the jail. Like, I know, I'm thinking of Donna Adelson's calls where they will come to her and say, your attorney wants you to call her, right? And so that's what Brian would do. But what emergency does he need to contact her about in real time? Like, if it's a legit emergency, like 911 is involved, you're dealing with police, paramedics, whatever. I think she means emergency in the hyperbolic sense. For example, I dated a guy who, when I was living in California, I would leave LA and drive to my hometown, Fresno, And he would call my mom like crazy. And I gave him the number for an emergency. And she would be like, well, what do you need? And he's like, it's an emergency. And so my mom was like, well, then you need to call 911 because Tanika is not in the emergency business. And she would hang up and he would get so mad. He was a control freak. That was one of the Marines. He was a sniper. Ooh, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I think that's how she means emergency, like something urgent, not necessarily emergent. You know what I mean? And so, because why would he need to call her an emergency? What is she going to do? Call her afterwards. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, he would figure it out. Like, let's trust his discretion. The child is still alive. Open it? Okay. The child is still alive 5 years after being solely in his care. But so next we'll do Sarah's case in chief. It is the coup de grace, I guess. I'm glad I made it there for that part because, baby, you had to be there. But I will get you through it. We'll narrate it. You'll see what happens, and I'll give you like what we were feeling in the room because I feel like we gave Brian good energy because we all were like, "Oh, this itch is crazy." And yeah, hopefully he felt the positive energy. All right. I will see you guys in the premiere, in the comments. And wow. Wow. I think I can get the next one in one video. I haven't edited it yet, but this is a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you in the comments. Toodles.